I'm going to explain to you why it is so hard for them to develop a pill that can cure tinnitus. The reason I'm explaining this in this video is to get you off of that false hope, because that's what keeps people stuck in the tinnitus loop. Googling supplements and cures, one, it scams people because there are so many scammers in this space that are trying to sell you supplements that don't work, simply do not work. The other is that holding on to that false hope and that false belief drives your suffering. So we really have to destroy any sort of hope in their developing a cure, a conventional cure, like a pill or a surgery, because a cure already exists, and it's called habituation, and it is a cure. So with that being said, I'm going to try and explain to you why it's impossible to cure tinnitus the conventional way. And we're going to have to dive into consciousness, awareness, how we perceive things, how the brain works. And when I explain it to you, you have to understand that this stuff is stuff that the medical industry has not caught up to yet. Okay? For example, and I'm just going to dive in. So the sound is made by your brain, right? The tinnitus sound is made by your brain. How do you perceive sound? Through awareness. That's how you perceive it. You're aware that a sound exists. And that awareness is aware of it before your mind can process the sound itself and label it. So that's how come your reflexes are so fast at snake bite, and you're already reacting before, and then you're like, what happened? That's why your reaction is like lightning fast, because your awareness is aware of things before your mind can label it. So you perceive sound through awareness. Now let me ask you this, how do you perceive thought? Through awareness. A thought is a ripple in consciousness, and you perceive thought through awareness, the same as sound. So trying to not be aware of a sound, that would be the same as expecting them to develop a pill that can help you not think about something. Right? So say a song was stuck in your head, and this song was driving you nuts. And would you expect them to develop a pill that you could take and get a song that was stuck in your head, get it out of your head? No. Why? Because if you don't obsess about the song or the thought, it'll eventually go away on its own. It'll burn out and it'll go away on its own. There's no cure for getting a song stuck in your head. If you can't stop thinking about a thought, there's no cure for that. It's a thought loop. What is the cure then? The cure is to then not put any momentum and energy into the thought loop, into the thought, and then it burns out, and then your mind moves on to something else. That is the cure. It is completely unrealistic, and it is not even grounded in science, to expect the scientific community to develop a way to enable you to, out of all of the sounds that you can be aware of, all of the millions of sounds that exist in reality, to pick one sound out and make it to where you're not aware of it. That's impossible. That's like being like, I don't want to think about my mother anymore. So invent a pill where I don't have to think about that. That it can't be done because of how we are aware of things in consciousness. So that's why every attempt has completely failed. There's really no funding in this kind of stuff. And people, it doesn't stop them from Googling. People Google, they go on these forums, they find the stuff, they get scammed, and round and round and round it goes. And it's really sad because the cure exists. It's called habituation. It's the only scientifically backed cure for bothersome tinnitus. The only. Nothing else exists. Habituation, that's it. That's what exists. That's what we have. Like it or not, it is what it is. People come to this channel because they want me to give them the truth. Even if the truth is not what you want to hear, the truth is what you need. You have to understand that your mind is not evolved, if you would say, to want truth. It's evolved for comfort. That's why people still get scammed by these cures, and they still hope, oh, maybe they'll come up with something, maybe, just maybe. Because a human mind does not want truth, it wants comfort. You have to understand that about yourself. You might say you might say you want truth, and most people, I want truth, I want truth. But when the rickshaw meets the road, when the going gets real, people will go to comfort. They will not go to truth, because truth is painful. Truth destroys illusions. Truth melts through the bullshit. But when it comes to something like tinnitus, when your livelihood is on the line, when we're talking about the potential of you suffering or not suffering for months, years, you need to accept the truth, even if it's not what you want to hear. Even if me posting this video is going to drive people to comment and hate. That's completely fine. Let them hate. I'm saying this because it's honest, because I've walked this path. Habituation is the only way. That's what exists. Will they develop a cure in the future? I've given you all the reasons and why I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know everything 100% certain, but I do know this. I'm not going to spend a single second putting my life on hold. And that's the real problem. Hoping and sitting around Googling cures all day, you're putting your life on hold. Your brain is focusing on tinnitus, and it's perpetuating your suffering. And this video is made right now to try and talk you out of that so that you don't have to suffer. That's why this exists. There is an answer. It's called habituation. Okay? We can call that a cure. That's what exists. And I have developed an application, okay, where I have taken everything I've done in habituation to habituate, meditation, thought reframing, journaling, everything. I've put it into an application. And I walk you through everything that I've done, that I have personally done in my journey to get to where I am recovered from bothersome tinnitus. Is it guaranteed? No, nothing is. I don't know every single person's brain. I can't say this is a 100% guarantee. This isn't a quick miracle fix. This takes time. It's a process. What this is this holds you accountable, and it helps you along the journey to stay consistent every single day with the same things I did to habituate and to recover. That's what it is. It's accountability. If you need accountability, if you don't know where to start on the habituation journey, if you're finally ready to let go of searching for cures and surrender to what you can't control, you can go get a 7-day free trial. If you like it, it's $29 a month. I've made it extremely affordable. If you want to cancel, it's as simple as 2 clicks. You don't even have to call me. It's that simple. I've put downloadable resources in there. There's you can reach out if you're having a dev problem, and I will personally answer the emails. I don't have a team yet. I want to hire a team, but right now I don't. This is the best solution I have to offer. Also with my coaching calls, if you'd like to do that as well. But this is a cheaper option. If you can't afford a $197 coaching call, I have an application you can use as well, powered by AI. Okay, I developed it myself. No one else developed it. I built it myself. This is what I believe in. This is what I can get behind. Because it was built by someone, me, who I just so happen to be a developer that could build something like this, and I have empathy for tinnitus sufferers. These options don't exist. This application doesn't exist because developers, they might be talented, but they don't have the empathy to understand the psychological, the emotional component of bothersome tinnitus. They don't understand it. The tinnitus community is very hard to deal with. They're very toxic and negative. So from a developer standpoint, they're really a really bad customer because they don't want to get support emails at 3 a.m. and people leaving negative reviews. So it's just, this space is not touched by innovation. I just so happen to be, well, you just so happen to be lucky enough to have me, a developer, get it and then basically understand it and then build something that can help people. So anyway, I'm going to stop this video here. Comment below. I love reading the comments. I need to get back and reply to some of the comments. I've been really busy, but since the app is finished now, I have more time. Like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Peace.